investors, get used to being in these hotel rooms because you're gonna be in them a ton. So before we go into the finals, like I said, the cap table challenge, nobody was able to grab that. So Madison Venture Group was in observation of the negotiation round, and their $100 prize to the team that they thought did best in the negotiation round goes to?
It was Liberty by a great margin. You guys really knocked the socks off.
Okay. So we're ready? In fourth place with $100, that goes to our friends from Washington, D.C., American University. In third place, by 1 point. By 1 point out of a total possible amount of points of 50. By 1 point. By 1 point. UVA. And then 1 point better. It's just 1 point. We were all kind of shocked. Liberty. Our winner was VCU. You guys. Did Connor wrong you or something? We're sorry. Before the judges go into their feedback, I wanna give something. So a lot of it was going routine. The concerns were basically the preferred shares and board structures and things like that. And out of nowhere, Liberty came in with this move that took us 5 minutes to understand. And they finished up, and dude, you stuck to it. You made sure we understood it. You kept going, like you held your ground. And it's all in the numbers. And Connor and I kept talking, and even Brett was listening. He was like, "Man, this is awesome now." First it was like, it was bad, then it turned into this is awesome. So I really encourage everybody to talk to them about what they did. What they basically said is, look, we want a 3 times return, but we're going to give you a loan of up to $6 million, which would fund you, and we're doing that loan at subprime. And you just stuck to that thing the whole time. And then, he only asked for a veto right on excessive pay, and that was it. And yeah, it was a move I had not seen, and I was pretty impressed by it. So again, everybody, thank you so much for going. Mary and Bryan, would you care to give your feedback?
I certainly will yield more to the First Lady. Crazy not to.
Okay, so Bryan and I will cover some global comments. This doesn't apply to everyone equally, but we saw this enough that it's worth mentioning in the room. What I'm going to cover is questions not asked. So questions that we were hoping you all would ask that didn't get asked fully or at all. And then I'm going to cover one other area, which is due diligence. And then Bryan might talk team by team about some things that we noted. So the number one area that I thought wasn't asked or asked in enough detail was how much capital are you going to need over what period of time? And then talking about a calendar to time each tranche of the investment to milestones. Several of you covered that, but not over what period of time. So in 6 months, where are you going to be? In 18 months, where are you going to be? So $1 million will get you to these milestones in what period of time? And that is that was not really adequately covered, and it's an important point to make when you're considering an investment. And then how much money will you need in the future? And I realize that wasn't really the point of today's exercise, but it's something that you always want to consider. You're going to need $5 million in 3 years or whatever that means. The due diligence strategy, which was part of the term sheet, I thought all 4 of those term sheets were missing some key components of due diligence. And specifically, you want to look at a whole lot more than what you put on your term sheet. You always want to look at bank statements. You want to talk to the CPA with the company's permission. You want to know what the legal representation is. Do they have a law firm? Who is it? What are they doing for you? You want to look at not only annual, but quarterly, then the most recent financial statement internally generated. You want to look at their tax returns. Both of these companies have been generating revenue. They've been filing tax returns. They've been around a while. You want to look at those. You want to find a way to talk to a customer, either directly or indirectly, to get their input about how satisfied are they. Has anything ever gone wrong in your beer pouring or your band booking, and how did this company address that? You want to find and answer that question. Yes? Did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I just had a question about the due diligence strategy that you were mentioning. So when you're looking at these bank statements and CPAs and legal representation, when is like a good time to bring it up? Like, are we bringing those topics up during the negotiation or coming pre-research? Like, how do you gain access to that?
So after you come to terms on the term sheet,
That's what you're allowed to
then you send them a list of things you want to see. And that's low-hanging fruit in terms of document gathering, so they send that to you right away. And then some of the other things take a little bit more time to gather, but bank statements are, a piece of cake to send to you. And if the due diligence and negotiations drag on, then you want to get an updated, everything, internally generated monthly statement, income statement, balance sheet. And then also, I didn't hear anybody say this at all in their due diligence, you want to check out the people. Did they have a job before? Did they work for a company? Who did they work for? Get a job reference, get personal references on them. There was a time in my career where we didn't make an investment because the guy's personal life and marriage were just, everything was falling apart and he was clearly distracted. It wasn't the right time. It wasn't that he was a schmuck, but it just wasn't the right time for him to be focusing on this company.
But it was close.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are things, I mean, this person has a $5 million yacht. Really? I've seen that before. Really? Why does he have a $5 million yacht? And he wants money from me. So you want to really get to know, how does this person spend money? Is the person frugal? Is he or she going to spend every dollar that I invest in that company as if it were the last dollar? You want to know what that person's personal spending habits are.
So, just to build off that, it's when a person, I always like to say, when a person tells you who they are, take it with a grain of salt. When they show you who they are, then you better listen to them. And so, to Mary Ann's point, I've seen startups where the founder has virtually no assets whatsoever and then drives in with a C-Class AMG. And it's like, if that's not a sign to you, and so, and again, going back to real world, these guys, Fred and Connor, not pulling in much money. And they are being stewards of the cash that come in. It's the jockey and the horses. Anybody heard that? So the horse is your business prospect that you're investing in. The jockey is the team that's taking it to market. You want a combination of both. And so, yeah, these guys are stewards of the money. They're showing they're hungry. It's just rent and ramen time. That's it. That's what they want. And so when they drive into that stuff, they're showing you who they are, and you're going to want to take that into account.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really great. Everybody did a really super job.
I agree.
Yeah, I also want to have a shout out because we have a vet here today, and he's smiling, he's laughing, but it's really, really important. I want to thank you for your service. You're in the university now. There's another thing here, I know Blue is as well. Thank you as well. Everyone seemed to want to focus on operations with your questions. You just hounded on it. You only had 15 minutes. You lost a ton of time being able to ask critical questions about metrics and KPIs. So I feel like if you had to do it all over again, I would take this into consideration. The people across the table from you that you're looking at, take it for granted that they know what the heck they're doing, because that's why you're thinking of investing. And don't spend so much time asking in the weeds questions about operations. Stick to the things that are going to really impact your investment thesis, things that can control valuation and zero in on that. I didn't hear two questions. They came around to it in some discussion, but they weren't asked. Use of funds and exit strategy. They didn't come up. They didn't come up. And there are two really key important things when you're thinking about making investments. What are people thinking about their money? Now, the best answer, of course, is I'm going to take absolute care of my customers, 100%. It's not about the money. Well, they're making an investment, it is about the money to them. If you take care of your customers, they will take care of you. That's how you create value. Team by team. You know, team dynamics are always fun to look at. You know? And this is when you have partners, they may not necessarily be the people